So here's my thing: the fact that it made this much at the second weekend, it's impressive. But I kind of have understanding because since everyone's going through the whole superhero fatigue, and they don't, and then everything. I mean, let's be honest. When's the last time you heard a good Marvel movie? Like in 2 years.
You know what? That's subjective. All
I
right.
mean,
Everyone
it
keeps
could be.
saying that
You're right.
everyone says that everything. I've heard lots of people say a lot that everything after Endgame hasn't done that well.
No, 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 no.
Shang-Chi
I'm
came
not.
out
I'm not.
after
I'm not.
Endgame.
I'm not trying to go that far. Shang-Chi was good. Spider-Man was great.
Spider-Man No Way Home was a cultural phenomenon, and it was
It was
mostly
great.
Sony.
It's been 84 years.
Yo, yo, yo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Miami Geeks Weekly Updates, brought to you by DigitalCrackNetwork.com. I'm your host, Punch305. With me, as always, old school gaming specialist, Uncle Willie.
Your energy on Monday still pissed me off.
Why?
I don't listen. I don't have the strength to argue with you about it right now. So many things going on in the world. And this is funny. Okay.
Why?
I got this notification on my phone because I guess my phone thought that I needed to know this. Okay.
All right.
All the things going on in the world today, right?
Okay.
Canadian pop star The Weeknd changed his name on social media on Monday to Abel Tesfaye, his birth name. Look at his face.
Keep it as The Weeknd.
Look at his face. Look at his face. You see this?
Yeah.
What about the words "The Weeknd" makes you think I care about a 33-year-old Canadian man? I ask you.
Nothing. Just zilch. Nothing. Nada. But your phone decided to give you that fun fact, which is amazing.
Yes, it didn't want to go and tell me other things like, hey, someone accidentally put $25,000 in your bank account. I would have liked that news.
God only wishes on that part. I would have loved it right now. But
I want it back with interest.
Yeah, pay me back the money I gave you by mistake with interest. Sure. That sounds,
yeah.
You know what? That actually sounds right.
Knowing my luck, I'll get an email saying, hey, I'm the Nigerian prince and getting my money back.
You know what? Yeah, I would not doubt that. But Willie, being that we're having this kind of a rocky Monday at least, let's start off with some news, bro. There's some things going on right now that just is pretty interesting actually. Like for instance, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sales are off to a strong start, which I think that's a phenomenal thing, man. Being that they're having this, this happen. I mean, compared to the fact of the stories that we brought out last week, at the fact that people were downloading illegal copies of Zelda and all that good stuff, but this is good news, at least for Zelda's part.
I like how you refer to piracy as good stuff.
Shut up. But I'm not
going to argue with you.
All right, good. Then don't. You just bring it up.
I'm just saying. You just straight up say that piracy is good stuff. I want it on the record.
Okay, it's already online for sure. Everybody knows this. But yeah, it's good stuff. But besides that part, even with the piracy going on, it's still making money. That is, to me, that's awesome.
I knew that was going to happen. Okay, but for context, for the details.
Go ahead.
The game has only just come out, and it's already the 8th best-selling game in the UK. The 8th best-selling Zelda game in the UK.
All right.
It beat out Skyward Sword, Wind Waker, and A Link Between Worlds. Those aren't really heavyweights, although Link Between Worlds is a very good game. And it's also outpaced Hogwarts Legacy by 54% physically. Mind you, Nintendo doesn't report digital figures at launch. So it could be that a lot of people are buying it digitally.
Okay.
It's selling really well.
No, I bet, dude. Wait, digitally making that much money? I'm all right with that.
the things that surprised me. It's doing well despite all the piracy and the leaks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't say despite. I should say they even it was gonna sell a lot regardless. What I
Yeah,
will say
pretend
that
like
does
this.
surprise me. What I will say that does surprise me, and this is where like Zelda, like Nintendo haters and Nintendo fans right now are having like the war of the ancients on Metacritic because a bunch of people decided to review bomb the game,
Are you serious? They're still doing
and
that?
because Nintendo fans are a very very protective bunch, they've been dropping tens at huge rates. At one point, the Metacritic customer score was a 5.9, which for a Zelda game, it might as well be -20.
Wow.
But Nintendo fans, they picked up their Triforce flags and they fought back, and now it's back around 8.
That's
For the
good.
record, the critic score is 96, which makes it the third best Switch game of all time, right
Wow,
after
that's interesting.
Super Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild.
Wow. Dude, I'm actually impressed. I'm not gonna lie. That's actually very impressive numbers.
I knew it was gonna make.
And
I knew it was gonna make like all the money.
I had doubt. I had plenty of doubt because of people doing the whole burning of the Switch, making adjustments where they can download these piracy games and stuff like that. I had that in my mind. I was like, man, maybe watch it probably fail a little bit, but I'm actually surprised it actually did this well still.
There are people with Steam decks who have modded it to play Switch games on their Steam deck. There are people who buy Switches so they can play Steam games on their Switch because there's a way to do that too.
Of
It doesn't
course.
matter what you do, Nintendo is going to make its money, and it's going to sue
Yeah.
37,000 people along the way.
Oh no, absolutely. They're gonna be taking a lot of people with them on
Yes,
this ride.
I'm not. I'm
So
gonna. I'm gonna
they're
go.
gonna make all the money.
I'm gonna go so far as to say Nintendo is not a game company. Nintendo is a law firm.
Nintendo law firm. Okay.
Nintendo, Mario and Bowser Esquire.
All right, but folks, what do you guys think of the fact that the new Zelda game is doing this well? Please comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Let's have a conversation about this because me and Willie will love to talk about this. And on to other stories. It looks like Microsoft's purchase of Activision gets the okay from the EU. And I thought there was still this is gonna be a big standstill still, Willie, for some odd reason. I thought this was gonna keep going until maybe like a little more further around July, August, around there. I don't know. It was just me thinking.
I know what you just did.
What I
You
do?
confused the EU with the UK.
Did I?
Remember, they're not friends no more.
Oh.
The EU
But wait a
is
minute,
its own authority.
but isn't the whole thing with the EU? I mean, besides the fact that the whole thing with the UK. Oh no, never mind. You're right. You're right.
Now, the
Sorry.
EU did have its own doubts, but they've essentially said, you know what? Well, okay. Now, with a caveat, the European Commission officially approved the sale of of Activision Blizzard to Microsoft for almost $70 billion.
70 billion.
They
Jesus.
did have doubts, just like the UK CMA did. Their main doubt was with cloud gaming. They were thinking if Microsoft, and I'll direct quote in here. I quote: "If Microsoft made Activision's games exclusive to its own cloud game streaming service, Game Pass Ultimate, and withheld them from rival cloud game streaming providers, it would reduce competition in the distribution of games via cloud gaming service. Such a move could also strengthen the position of Windows in the market for PC operating systems." What changed the EU's mind is that Microsoft has been throwing out 10-year passes left and right. The things that they promised: number one, any cloud streaming service that wants to have any Activision Blizzard games can sign an agreement for 10 years, for at least 10 years. And anyone who's purchased any game from Activision Blizzard, either brand new or not that old or yet to be released, they can play it in any cloud service without a problem. So if you bought an Activision Blizzard game, let's say you bought Need for Speed, what's the name? I haven't freaking played the game yet. I'm mad at myself for not playing it, the new one. But you stream using NVIDIA's GeForce Now.
Okay.
Well, you'll be able to play the game there.
Oh, okay.
So they're making the commitment on paper. It hasn't been tested yet. Making the commitment on paper that they're going to let any cloud provider that wants to play Activision Blizzard games on their service can play them. I want to see how that works with Diablo, Overwatch, and WoW.
What do you think will be the outcome?
Well, the thing is, the reason why I say it is this. Those games require Activision's Battle.net launcher.
Yeah, you're right. It does.
You can play Call of Duty on Steam. You can play it without a problem. But if you want to play WoW or Diablo or Overwatch, you need Battle.net. How is that going to work?
That's a pretty good question. I mean, yeah, you're right, because it does need that app to play the game. So how will it work?
Yeah.
I mean,
that is the authentication server, and that's their anti-cheat.
Okay. I see what you're going there, man. And that's actually a really good counter there to see what they're gonna go do about that. Unless they're gonna have some sort of built-in app that plays it that you don't have to be logged into it. I mean, I don't know. This is just me just spitballing.
Or maybe those games aren't part of that. That would be, I mean, that's the Blizzard side. The Activision side is covered. Every game that has online multiplayer on Activision, you can play them on Steam now, and they have their own anti-cheat. Battle.net's a Blizzard product, and all of Blizzard's games depend on it. By the way, Diablo 4 Server Slam was this past weekend. Cousin Jose got his character to level 20. I didn't even get to fire it up because I was working on this whole weekend.
God. First of all, he made it to level 20?
Yeah.
The boy didn't sleep.
He no-lifed it. But no, because the first time we played it, we both started playing like a bunch of ADHD kids that are hopped up on sugar. Like every side quest on the planet, we went and did it. He stuck to the main storyline, and he got to level 20.
Okay.
I think that even with all the crashes that I had the first time around, because I was playing on PS4, I think I got to level 17. I wasn't no-lifing it. I'm like, no, you can't do this to me yet. Because they kept, every time I used a goddamn portal, I got kicked out.
All right. Can I just say, oh, yeah, that part was just funny for me. When I heard that part that you're using the
portal. Of course
you'd
laugh at it. You weren't the one playing it.
It was phenomenal. What can I tell you? It was a phenomenal thing, and it needed to be heard because I wanted to hear this, and it was just a chef's kiss just to know that.
I got something phenomenal for you. I'm going to smack upside the head.
Fine. You know what? Let's continue on, Willie, because we have to talk about the box office, which looks like the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 had the best second week box office hold for the MCU in 5 years. Okay, I'm reading this the way I saw it and the way I just said it. Is it trying to say that nothing good has come out of this in 5 years?
No. Hold on a second.
Okay, because I'm here like
calm your tits.
No, it's
what
not. It's not calm down. It's just I'm just reading.
Calm the tits. All right. They're saying that this movie has had the best second weekend hold in the box office in the last 5 years, meaning that from Black Widow on, even if the movie did phenomenally its first week, it would have a massive drop its second weekend. Remember that a lot of that had to do with the human malware at first. Black Widow had that problem. It made $80 million its first weekend. All right, movies are back. The next weekend, nobody went.
It just died. It went down. But that was when round 2 of the human malware came around again.
No, that was when we thought we were coming back from it. That the human malware
that's what
said that they released human malware 2.0 with
Yeah.
lots of bug. I'm not going to say bug fixes. I'm going to say bug amplifications.
You're not
But
wrong.
anyway, usually you see a 50% drop from some first or second weekend. That's a good thing.
Mhm.
You get to 60, it starts getting dicey. Well, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 only dropped 47.6%. That's pretty good. It made $62 million domestically.
That's good. I'm glad.
So 2 weeks, it's 2-week total so far, $214.7 million. The benchmark is $500 million domestically.
Got it.
So
But-
if you get to $500 million domestically, bona fide hit.
Good.
Super Mario
Okay.
Brothers movie hit that really quickly.
Oh yeah.
And well, we'll get to the concern later. Either way, $214.7 million domestically and under $530 million globally. So it's doing all right.
It's good. It's
It's
actually
still
good.
not as good as the first movies.
But I do have to say something about that.
Well, I'm not gonna say that because this is the I think it's the best it's done in 2 weeks. You got to
No,
think
you're
about the
absolutely
fact
right.
that the first Guardians movie didn't even hit $800 million globally during its entire run. It's at 530 now globally, the third one. The second one made 863.6 million during its entire run. So look, it's got strong numbers.
Okay. Now,
But for comparison, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, 69.8% drop second weekend. Thor: Love and Thunder, 67.6% drop. Black Widow was the second highest at 67.8.
got it.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was the highest drop.
Got it. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, you would think that Jonathan Majors punched it. Oh!
Ouch. But let me just
He's
bring up.
He's
Let me
gonna
just.
come to my house and he's gonna beat the crap out of me now.
I just don't know you after that.
Hey,
Can I still have your video games?
when he punches me, it's not gonna be like Creed. It's not gonna be sweat coming off my back. It's gonna be gravy.
Gross.
I'm a gross guy.
I mean, but Willie, all right. So here's my thing: the fact that it made this much at the second weekend, it's impressive. But I kind of have an understanding because since everyone's going through the whole superhero fatigue, and they don't, and then everything. I mean, let's be honest. When's the last time you heard a good Marvel movie? Like in 2 years.
You know what? That's subjective. All right.
I mean,
everyone
it
keeps
could be.
saying that
You're right.
everyone says that everything. I've heard lots of people say that everything after Endgame hasn't done that well. Shang-Chi came out after Endgame.
I'm not trying to go that far. Shang-Chi was good. Spider-Man was great.
Spider-Man No Way Home was a cultural phenomenon, and it was mostly Sony.
Yeah, but it was good though. It was a good watch. I'm not gonna lie. That was a good watch.
No, it was a great watch. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Choke Me Mommy wasn't a bad movie.
No, it wasn't. It was an entertaining
could have
movie.
been better.
It could have
better.
Yes. But right after that movie, and we went to Thor: Love and Thunder, I just noticed it was just kind of like it was getting shaky, and it started going down slowly.
They tried to turn that into What We Do in the Shadows. And as much as I love Taika Waititi's work, and as much as I love What We Do in the Shadows, Thor ain't that.
No. If he would have kept with the same chemistry as he did for Ragnarok, I think we would have had a better movie.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. But coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yeah, no, for real.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
But what I'm trying to say is people were trying to avoid those movies now because of the fatigue. They were like, you know what, I don't want to watch it because it's going to be an XYZ movie and blah blah blah, whatever the case. But James Gunn pulled it off. This movie came out really good. Like, despite what anybody will say as a final movie, this is actually really well made. Like, I actually had a good time. Of course, the little Nazi for the certain parts of the movie, I'm not gonna say, which I'm expecting you to watch it.
Did you say little Nazi?
It was a really good. No, man, gnats in the throat. Stop it, Willie. That's not the time for this.
No, I'm just clarifying because remember that Taika Waititi won an Oscar for a movie where a little kid was friends with an imaginary Hitler.
You know what? Yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
Nothing would shock me from Taika Waititi, and you know what? James Gunn's not that far behind. You saw the Suicide Squad.
Oh, I have many
you saw
times,
Peacemaker.
Actually. Oh yeah, lots.
All right, tell me that that's past him. Go ahead, lie to me.
Okay, anyway. I'll lie to you. Yes.
The whole superhero fatigue thing. Yes, I believe it's real. I mean, Marvel threw a lot of shit at the wall, and not too much stuck.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I enjoyed the beginning of She-Hulk, I fell off.
I
wanted to like it. I wanted to like it. Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac's great.
Yes.
There was not enough Moon Knight.
I just yeah, and that's the thing. I'm hoping that at season 2 we get more Moon Knight. Even though this was kind of like a backstory, at least for us to understand the character, but I felt that the end was so rushed. Even though I liked it, but I felt like everything just went, yeah, does really. You're like, wait, hey, what happened here? What's going on? And you just getting thrown around.
A lot of people have mentioned that about all Disney Plus shows.
Yeah,
even the best of the best, which to me my favorite one is still WandaVision.
Really good.
Even the best of the best. You hear that it was because of the human malware. You hear because they wanted to cram so many things into the service and they started rushing things. You hear that some of the ideas that they had were half baked. I think She-Hulk firmly falls into that.
Oh yeah.
And now people are real skittish about superhero movies. Like another one. So I do understand the whole superhero fatigue. Still want to watch the Marvels, though.
It's getting there, man. It's getting there.
I still want to watch the Marvels.
I do want to watch the Marvels as well. I want to watch that. I want to watch Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse Part 2. There's some movies that are going to be
across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Excuse me. Sorry. Part 1.
Don't do it again.
I forgot that was a two-parter. My bad.
Yes.
But yes, those movies, I can expect something good to come out of it. So I'm already going, okay, it's bringing me back. I'm going to watch it. The Marvels, it has me intrigued. I really want to see it too. I want to see what's gonna come out of this movie as well. Hopefully, it's gonna give us some more insight of what's gonna be happening during Phase 5. Because to be honest, I'm a little lost of everything's going on, especially with Jonathan Majors with all his allegations and stuff. It's a little fuzzy right now. It's a little fuzzy.
It is.
But I just want to see what's gonna happen. Let's put it that way. I just really want to see what's gonna happen, and I hope that between Marvel and DC, they kick me out of this funk and bring me back to the movies again. Not to the movies, but to those superhero movies again. To be like, I'm excited to see this movie. I want to see this movie now. I want to see what's going to be happening with these characters. So I kind of hope it does that.
Well, I mean, with the way Guardians of the Galaxy 3 ended, yeah. I mean, maybe you'll see one or two of them. I'm not saying anything.
Maybe. Let's see. We're just gonna wait to see how.
But anyway,
gonna happen. We'll see what's gonna happen.
We always talk about the box office, and we've been talking about Guardians of the Galaxy here.
Yeah.
Which I mean, great. It made a lot of a lot of money, but there were more movies than just that in the theaters. Number 2, guess which one it was?
Number 2.
Yes.
Oh God, I drew a blank. Number 2 movie.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie. Jesus.
Oh. The Mario Brothers, yes.
It made $12.6 million, and it's coming out on digital tomorrow. Perfect. So it's made $1 billion. Again, bona fide hit, $535.5 million domestically.
Beautiful. That's good money.
Number 3, a new movie, Book Club: The Next Chapter. I know nothing about it.
Nothing.
Number 4, Evil Dead Rise, a movie which is already out on digital.
Nice. Yeah.
Made $60.1 million. Kind of weak considering Smile and Megan and Scream 6 all hit $100 million. At number 5, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Okay, it made $2.5 million. At number 6, Debut, Hypnotic, a Ben Affleck movie that People didn't care about.
I
$2.4
didn't
million.
know that was around.
Number 7, John Wick Chapter 4, $2 million, $2.08 million. Number 8, Love Again, $1.45 million. Air, despite being on Prime Video now, $885,000.
Okay.
And number 10, Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Already out on digital. The people who wanted to see it on theaters already saw it. It's probably as good in digital, but only made $792,000. Interesting. Knights of the Zodiac, which some people were actually excited about. You remember the Saint Seiya, right?
No one remember.
The anime, Zodiac Warriors.
Oh, okay.
Essentially,
Yes.
it was going to be that. It only made $556 million. $556,000 in its debut.
Got it.
A movie that's it's number 14 last weekend that I want to see, but I haven't had a chance to see it. Sisu.
I want to see that one. I really want to see that one a lot.
I really want to see it.
Okay, good.
I mean, it's John Wick versus the Nazis. How can you not want to see it?
I told you I want to see that movie because of that.
I know.
I want to see
I agree with you. But oh well.
But yeah, man. I mean, so far that's what we got for the box office, which is, to me, it sounds really fair. I still want to hear more what's going to be happening with Guardians of the Galaxy now hitting next week, which I think next week. I don't think there's nothing happening next week for a movie. Is there nothing coming out?
Oh yeah, no. It's this little indie movie coming out this weekend. I don't think you've ever heard about it. It's called Fast X.
What is that? Like a roach spray?
Fast X. I guess Fast X. I'm thinking maybe it's like a roach motel.
Probably. I mean, it sounds like hot garbage, anyways.
I mean, I think the tagline was "Take care of your family."
Take care of your family. Yeah, that is roach spray. Yeah,
it is roach spray. Well, Fast X is coming out, so this is the real test for Guardians 3.
I hope it passes that.
Starting this weekend, and then next weekend, which your favorite movie is coming out.
Which one's coming out next weekend?
Your favorite, not this weekend. Next weekend. Your favorite movie.
Which one?
Disney's The Little Mermaid.
Or if I had
put whatever face you want. You know what? I didn't even have the feed. I wasn't even looking at you. And I know you put a face.
I did. I stared right into your soul.
I don't have one. You were probably staring at that picture that I kept from 1992.
That
was
one.
Beautiful.
Yes.
She was
beautiful. Is mildly attractive.
Anyway.
Right. But anyways, we have to continue on, guys. And last but not least, cable TV has fewest subscribers since 1992. YouTube TV is only riser. Am I seeing that right? Riser?
The only riser, yes.
Okay, the only riser. So what we're trying to say here is YouTube TV is actually doing better than cable TV.
I mean, any streaming service is doing better than cable TV right now.
At this rate, I think Pluto TV is doing better than cable TV.
Don't you sleep on Pluto TV?
No, Pluto TV.
Don't you sleep on Pluto TV?
Pluto TV is actually entertaining, and they put a lot of stuff in there, man.
And it's free.
Yeah, I like the American Gladiators channel. That was awesome.
Well, there's a research firm. It's called SVB Moffett Nathanson, and they're saying that paid TV, which is the like the HBOs and Showtimes, is only in 58.5% of U.S. households. That's the lowest level since 1992.
I think there's a reason for that.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that. But now I get to talk about this, and I get to talk about it in detail, okay? Cable TV started falling apart because the one thing that cable TV had was a monopoly. You wanted to watch, all the cool channels that have all these cool programs, you got to go through cable TV. They never wanted to give people an a la carte option. No. If you want to see Magnolia, then you have to have BET. Oh, you want to watch MTV? Well, you have to have TBS. I don't want TBS. Well, you're gonna have to get it if you want MTV. Why the hell you'd want MTV is beyond me, but that's a different conversation.
I question that too.
But Netflix came along and became a viable option for people who wanted to watch stuff and they didn't want to spend so much. The trend called cord cutting has been around for a very long time. I remember getting DirecTV boxes.
Yeah.
Back when you can program the cards. Programming the shit out of them. Just so we didn't have to have cable TV. I started ripping you remember a long time ago that you thought I was an ultra nerd for doing it. I would get all my DVDs and I would rip them and put them in Windows Media Center.
I remember.
And everybody thought I was an
awesome.
ultra nerd for doing it. And now we have Plex.
Ultra nerd.
Yeah.
I thought that was like the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Well, but you're an ultra nerd too.
Yeah. Of course
but
I thought
a lot of people are like, why don't you just have the DVD? Because it's all on my computer.
It's all there.
Well, now things like Plex and Jellyfin and MB and all those things are an option for people who want to self-host their own shit.
Yeah.
Now there's so many streaming services that we're getting into streaming service fatigue. Warner has had to revamp and rename their things like 3 or 4 times, trying to get that perfect mix. Now it's Max. It's called Max. So they killed HBO Max. Paramount Plus is at a point. Paramount Plus is at a point where they might die. Apple TV Plus is actually a really good streaming service. Do you know 5 people who have it?
Wait, which one again?
Apple TV Plus.
I only know maybe like a minimum of -1.
There's a lot of really good TV shows and movies that are being made for Apple TV Plus. I know one person that has the service.
Who?
No one you know.
Oh, okay. I thought someone that we know. I was like, who?
No. If you know who it was, I would have called them out.
Oh, thank God.
But having the choice that we have right now, it's actually a matter of pretty much by default, it's Netflix, Disney Plus, and maybe we'll pay for a third service. And that third service is going to be Hulu because it's being bundled.
Yeah, already to Disney Plus. You're right.
So people who have Disney Plus, I'm going to say 9 times out of 10, they have Hulu and ESPN Plus.
Yeah.
Because you pay less for that bundle than you do for Netflix. You get a lot of content. But everybody wanted to have their own service. Everybody wanted to have their own streaming service. And now streaming services are going down the path that cable did.
Yeah. But
if you want to have a good amount of variety when it comes to streaming services, you're going to pay more than you pay for cable.
You think we're going to go backwards after this? I mean, after all this crap just kind of like fails on them?
I've said for years that streaming services are going to shoot themselves in the foot, and we're going to have a huge culling where only 2 or 3 are going to be left. Before iTunes, music piracy was rampant.
Yeah, it was everywhere.
Nobody pirates now. Nobody pirates music now. Because after iTunes came Spotify. Now it's cheaper for you to just have a Spotify subscription and you can stream all the music you want. You don't have to buy an album. When you make it convenient for people will not pirate your stuff.
Yeah.
Nintendo has to go and chase every 2-bit kid who wants to go and get a ROM of Mario Brothers because they so regulate their crap that it's not easy for you to play the game that you want. If they would have made a streaming service, like I said, years ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation. They would run things. Xbox Game Pass would be the alternative.
all right,
No,
but let's say
Nintendo know everything.
let's say this. Let's say they do what you're just saying right now. But we'll be left of Nintendo. Because Nintendo can't say, hey, we got something better. Because afterwards, like, well,
What do you
we already
mean?
have
What will be
everything.
left of Nintendo?
We'll be left.
Nintendo wants to make money off sales of their video games,
Yes.
right? Okay, you don't have to put Switch games on that service, or at the very least, you could put first run Switch games.
Okay.
No one's gonna get mad if all of a sudden Mario Kart 8 is on a streaming service, especially with all the track packs they're selling now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, play the game for free. Buy the track packs.
But what I'm trying to get to is that, all right, fine. Let's say that they make it easy for everybody, for whoever has a Nintendo, they make everything easy for them to have all these games. What will be left for Nintendo then? Like, what can they offer that will be like, man, this is going to be like, fine, we'll buy this. I mean, there's going to be a period of time where somebody's just going to be like, you know what? I don't need this no more. And they just kind of like stop gaming Nintendo all in one shot. Like,
why would they do that?
I don't know. Just saying.
This
is just me hypothetically speaking.
Let me line it up. Let's say Nintendo was dumb enough to put me in charge.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Nintendo streaming service, right? What am I going to call it? What am I going to call it? It's because they have terrible naming. Nintendo Online. Yeah. That's their streaming service, right?
I mean,
whatever. We can call it whatever we want. Okay.
Let's say stream, so NES.
Let's say the Nintendo Entertainment
Stream. NES. We'll just go. We'll go. This is gonna be fictional anyway.
We're gonna hold on to that. We're gonna hold on to that for now. Let's say right now we say, all right, with this service, we're gonna put 45 NES games, 45 Super NES games, 30 N64 games, 25 GameCube games, 50 Game Boy games. I just gave you whatever total amount because I didn't count. 45, 45, 30, 20, 50. 45, 45, 90, 120, 140, 190 games.
Okay.
Stream to your heart's content. And then every month, we'll do what Game Pass does. We'll do what most services do. We'll take out a few games. We'll put a few games in. Hey, we got to talk to Konami. We can put Castlevania in here.
Wow.
So for October, Castlevania month. Horror month. We'll put the Castlevania games in there. We'll put Eternal Darkness, a woefully underappreciated GameCube game that is really good. You can theme it. Valentine's Day. Of course, it's going to be Mario games. You're saving the princess.
Of course.
Adventures of Lolo, 1, 2, and 3. Put them on there for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you're touching hearts there. That's actually.
You are talking about, you're going to give them a rotating library of 200 games that they could play at any time.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're not throwing everything out there, you're not going to put the entire NES library, even if you had the license. Why would you? Who wants to really go out of their way to play Astyanax for the NES? Only a nerd like me would go and play Sin City on the Super NES. No, actually, that was a good game. What I'm saying, SOS on the Super NES. Only I know that game. But you get a good selection of very popular titles, all first-party titles. All first-party titles need to be in the service. Kiss my ass. There's no reason why you can't play Banjo-Kazooie on a Nintendo service. You throw in a couple of a little not oddities, but like lesser-known games that are good. Clash at Demon Head, Life Force, Beetle Adventure Racing. Come on. You wouldn't pay money to have access to a service like that?
You know what? When you say it like that, it does make more sense, and it sounds way better than what we have.
And then, you can go and say, we're going to introduce Wii games. Wii Sports, Mario Galaxy.
It's a lot of where you're throwing, man.
Such a huge library. They could put 200 games up like this, and everybody and their mother will go nuts over it. If you had a service like Nintendo had a service like that, I mean, well, they already have it on theirs. But if they had a service like that, you'd be able to play Mario Kart 64, GoldenEye, and what? Give me a third one. Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
That's a party system.
Yeah, you're I'm not saying right now, you're giving some straight up stuff here, man.
They won't do it. They'd rather sell you Super Mario Brothers for the 14th time. That's why people pirate Nintendo games.
Got it. All right. So
Same things happening with streaming.
Yeah. So yeah, back to the whole thing with the streaming thing. So yeah, this is a thing that we had to look into, but I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that this is happening, like actually happening? And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to agree with us anyways. But if you do or don't, comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this, guys, because I feel that there's a lot there that we can actually talk about, and we could do it in the comment section on YouTube. But ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. Thank you so much for joining us today on this amazing show. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button just so you know when we come up with this amazing news, which is 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, and a little something in between. Willie, any last words?
Nintendo, hire me.
Yeah.
I know what's up.
Hire him. He knows what he's doing sometimes.
I know what's
he
up.
Knows.
Doug Bowser.
Dougie.
Oh my god! If I were to tell my grandchildren that someone named Bowser called me, their heads would literally explode.
You know what? We got to make that happen.
You know what the newest thing is?
What?
They come over here. I turned it on once, then the NES Classic, and I started playing Mario Brothers. My grandson lost his mind. Now he comes in here. The first thing he grabs the controller. Mario.
Oh,
it's the cutest thing ever.
Oh, love that, man.
I'm raising them right.
You're doing good, folks. Again, thank you so much for watching us, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bah.